Through the years, we've done a lot of research on manure and timings and weather conditions, and we totally know that as we get later into the winter, closer to the spring runoff time period, spreading manure gets riskier and riskier. But the question is always, what about in the early winter? Can I spread manure? And so the answer is, what about the field? What about the soil conditions? And so here we can see that last week we got about 8 inches of new snow. This is really one of the first snows we've had this year. And so if we clear it away, we can see that it's really easy to clear away. There aren't any ice barriers on top. There aren't any ice barriers in the middle, and there isn't even an ice barrier down at the soil surface. And so we know that the tractor can go through here. We know that if the manure gets spread, we want it to come as close to the ground as possible, make contact with the soil. So there's not going to be an ice barrier to keep it from making contact with the soil. Another question is, once it hits the soil, can the liquid component of the manure actually percolate itself in? And let's take a look at that. We can see that the soil isn't even frozen. It did rain a lot before this week, and so the soil is wet, but it's not frozen. And one other thing that we can always do is, here in Wisconsin, we have a runoff risk advisory forecast that we can look at. It's an online computer map. It's interactive. You can click on where you're at in the state, and it will show you whether or not there's snow cover, that there's frost there, or that there's a risk of runoff. Look at that map. It shows that we're snow covered, we're possibly frozen. Runoff potential is there. We still need to keep in mind that this is winter. Conditions can change. As we get deeper into the winter, it's riskier. And there's a Wisconsin runoff risk advisory online tool that you can find the spot on the state where you're going to spread, and then just get one more reconfirmation of whether or not there's a risk for runoff or not.